The Lion King has just been released. And while it's a great movie, it got me thinking about ancient Egypt. What was daily life really like there? Well, today we're heading to the other cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia, and separating fact from fiction. Let's do it. The movie starts with a montage of daily life in ancient Mesopotamia, but how accurate is it? Well, let's start at the beginning with the famous opening scene. We see a bustling marketplace filled with merchants, customers, and livestock. But what's really striking is the architecture. The movie depicts the standard Mesopotamian mud brick home with flat roofs, a courtyard, and thick walls. But there's one feature that stands out, the pointed arch. While the arch is a staple of Islamic architecture, it wasn't used by the ancient Mesopotamians. Instead, they developed the true arch after the collapse of the Akkadian Empire, around 2100 BCE. Here's a typical Mesopotamian house with a flat roof, no arches, and much smaller rooms. But hey, at least they had central air conditioning. The movie conveniently leaves this out. Next, we see a group of men on a boat navigating the Persian Gulf. But what kind of boats did the Mesopotamians use? Well, surprisingly, not too different from those in the movie. They developed seafaring vessels with triangular sails, which they used for both cargo ships and warships. But the most memorable scene is the battle on the river, complete with charging elephants. And while elephants did roam free in Mesopotamia, they weren't exactly native. See, this is a map of the known world in 2000 BCE, right around the time The Lion King is set. And you'll notice a large landmass is missing, India, because of a series of fortunate geographic accidents. Mesopotamia had regular contact with Indian merchants through the Persian Gulf and the Indus River, and some of those merchants were riding elephants. But the Mesopotamians didn't have horses, so they couldn't ride them, so instead, they used elephant power. Elephants were put to work pulling carts and plowing fields. In fact, you can even see an elephant in this famous piece of Mesopotamian art. But elephants weren't the only exotic animals brought to Mesopotamia. Indian merchants also brought over monkeys, which became popular pets among the elites. But let's get back to the movie. We then see our protagonist sailing down a canal, which reminds me of the famous Royal Canal in Babylon. It was a major thoroughfare, and lined with homes, shops, and even palaces. But the movie gets it mostly right, except for one detail. Canals weren't just for transportation. They were actually used for sewage too. That's right. The ancient Mesopotamians had indoor plumbing connected to a central sewage system. Now you know where the expression civilización, sinónimo del agua, comes from. And finally, we come to the most iconic image of the movie, the Ziggurat. This massive stepped pyramid was the center of religious and public life in the ancient Mesopotamian city. And it's such an iconic image that it's actually been recreated in Minecraft. So if you ever wanted to visit a ziggurat, now you know where to go. I hope you enjoyed this episode with a special thanks to my patrons.